다 같이 했어. 나는 엘라스 나비다 이거 했었고.
맞아, 나도 지민이 형이랑 같이
그걸 했었어요?
맞아, 나도 지민이 형이랑 같이
그걸 했었어요? 정국이 옆에서 잘 거예요.
아, 그건 안 돼.
그럼 저도.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. There are bonds that never ask to be explained. They are not born from confessions, nor do they grow from proof. They simply exist, calm, deep, and real. And today, we are going to talk about that kind of bond. A connection that does not depend on cameras, is not shaken by distance, and is not altered by time. A bond that remains standing even when words are twisted and the truth is deliberately erased. In this video, we will explore why the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin has always felt different. Why Jungkook's choices have never wavered, and how a live moment that should have been simple was instead manipulated, while Jungkook's own words have already said everything. So before things are misunderstood once again, before the truth is twisted yet another time, let's look at what actually happened, with context, with facts, and with an honest heart. Some bonds truly never ask for explanation. They are not born from words, they do not grow from acknowledgement, and they do not require proof. They simply exist, felt in silence, lived through quiet days, and understood through small moments never displayed to the world. This kind of bond is not loud, but it is deeply rooted. And that is what Jungkook and Jimin share. Their connection goes beyond labels, beyond time, beyond anything humans can define. It is not tied to a single moment, does not rely on the spotlight, and is not shaken by distance or change. This bond is rare and irreplaceable. Jungkook's relationship with Jimin has never been the same as his relationship with anyone else. When it comes to choosing, Jungkook never hesitates. There is no doubt, no indecision, no pause between seconds. His choice has always been clear, always returning to the same name. Jimin. Always Jimin. From the beginning, now, and forever. For Jungkook, Jimin is not just someone he loves. Jimin is a language he understands without translation. A happiness he finds even on his most exhausting days. A truth he holds onto when the world feels loud and uncertain. Jimin is not a part of Jungkook's life. Jimin is that life itself. He is the past that shaped Jungkook through both gentleness and pain. He is the present that soothes him, the place Jungkook returns to without needing to pretend he is strong. And he is the future, the direction that makes every step Jungkook takes feel meaningful. With Jimin, Jungkook knows who he is and where he wants to go. No one can replace Jimin's place. No one can stand where he stands, because that place was never empty to begin with. Jimin is the one and only, irreplaceable, unmoved, and incomparable. And on the other side, Jungkook belongs to Jimin as well. Not in the sense of ownership, but in the sense of soul-deep attachment. Two hearts choosing each other, again and again, even when the world never asked them to. Jungkook is the place Jimin leans on, just as Jimin is home to Jungkook. This is not coincidence. Nor is it the result of circumstance. It is a choice of the heart, renewed constantly, without force and without doubt. A bond that continues to stand as time keeps changing. Across every timeline, every version of life, every possible reality. Jungkook and Jimin always find each other. Boys. We all watched Jungkook's live broadcast from his home some time ago. A casual moment that should have been simple, warm, and full of playful banter. Jungkook, Jin, and Taehyung were sitting together, unscripted and unburdened. But as often happens, sincerity became a target for distortion. From this moment, false translations deliberately twisted by some Taekookers began to circulate, claiming that Jungkook happily agreed to sleep next to Taehyung. This claim is not only incorrect, it ignores context, expressions, and most importantly, Jungkook's own words. Let's set the record straight. When Taehyung casually said, "I'll sleep next to Jungkook," Jungkook's response was simply, "Wow." Not agreement, not enthusiasm, just a spontaneous reaction, a light phrase he often uses jokingly. Then Jin joined in and said, "Then I'll sleep between the two of you." Jungkook laughed lightly and replied, "Ah, that changes the story." clearly a joke. However, the most important part is often erased in false translations. 23 minutes later, under a different mood, Taehyung insisted again that he wanted to sleep next to Jungkook. And this is where everything became clear. Jungkook did not laugh. He did not joke. He said firmly, without hesitation, without room for interpretation, "No way. No, no." His tone changed. His expression turned serious. His body language closed off. There was no ambiguity, no room for romantic interpretation or implied consent. This was a boundary, and Jungkook communicated it very clearly. Ignoring this part means ignoring Jungkook's own voice. And honestly, we all know this. If the situation had been different, if the one asking had been Jimin, Jungkook's response would almost certainly have felt very different. Not because of empty speculation, not because of overactive imagination, but because we have witnessed it ourselves, time and time again. The way Jungkook softens when it involves Jimin, the way his tone changes, the way his attitude becomes spontaneous, honest, without distance or calculation. There is an unforced gentleness, a warmth that appears without being asked, a feeling that does not need to be announced, because it is too obvious to deny. Because in the end, one thing has always remained consistent. Jungkook has never truly been able to refuse Jimin. So when context is cut, firm rejection erased, and then rearranged into a false narrative for the sake of a certain ship, this is no longer a simple mistranslation. It is manipulation. And Jungkook, through his own words, has already told the truth. No way. After that, the conversation flowed into music and Christmas songs. A simple topic, yet filled with memories. Jungkook recalled in detail SBS Gayo 2019, when he performed with Jimin, even though he also shared the stage with Namjoon at the same event. What stayed in his heart was not the spotlight, but being with Jimin. That memory surfaced naturally, as if a part of him always returns to Jimin. When Taehyung sang, Jin turned to Jungkook and asked, "Is that right? Are you sure?" Jungkook simply smiled shyly, a familiar expression that often appears when his feelings are involved. No long explanations. No defenses. An honest reaction that spoke louder than words. "Are you sure?" is not just a show. For Jimin and Jungkook, it is a safe space. A simple reason to be together, to laugh without pressure, and to create memories without having to explain anything to anyone. Jungkook clearly enjoyed it. And even if some choose to deny it, reality remains firm. It would not be excessive if one day there were more than 12 seasons, because their connection cannot be exhausted by a single journey. For those who insist that Jikook only exists because of this show, the facts say otherwise. Casual dinners at Namjoon's house with Hobi, Jin's admission that he often spends time with Jikook, and most undeniable of all, 18 months together in the military. A long, heavy period that cannot be faked, followed by time spent together afterward, far from cameras. Jikook is a genuine relationship. Private, yet not hidden. Real, yet not performed. They are almost always together, without feeling the need to prove anything to the world. They do not need validation, because they know what they have, and that is more than enough. Some bonds truly do not need explanation. They only need to be felt. And Jikook is one of them. In the end, everything comes back to one thing that cannot be faked. Consistency of the heart. Jungkook has shown his boundaries. With a firm tone. With clear words. And when context is not cut. When truth is not erased. The answer is always the same. No way. And on the other side, we also see something that never changes. How Jungkook always softens, always becomes honest, always returns. When it involves Jimin. Because Jikook is not a relationship created by a show. Nor is it the result of narrative manipulation. It grew long before the cameras turned on. And continues to live even when the cameras turn off. They do not need defense. They do not need validation. Because what they have is already complete. Some bonds truly do not need explanation. They only need to be felt. And Jikook is one of them. Thank you for watching Jikook Moments. If you value truth, context, and sincerity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. See you in the next Jikook moment.